up guys, Jesse here. So this is my desk setup tour 2021. And I don't know about you guys, but I actually really like these desk setup tours, especially from tech YouTubers, because they get to try out all of these different products and they can say in their videos like, I like this product or I like that product. But what I feel like really says the most is what they actually choose to use every day and put on their desk. Now, before we actually get into this, I just want to put it out there that I don't necessarily recommend everything that's on my desk. A lot of this stuff I just kind of got a while ago and haven't really gotten around to replacing it. And as we're going around, I'll let you guys know which ones I genuinely like and recommend and which ones not so much. So with that out of the way, let's just jump right into it, because as you can probably tell from the thumbnail and just kind of looking behind me, I am not really a minimalist of any kind, and we have a lot to get to. So we're going to start this off by talking about the desk itself. It's a sit-stand convertible desk made by a company called Vivo. The tabletop is 60 inches wide by 24 inches deep, and I've also got a 55-inch riser just kind of clamped on there to give me some more desk space. Now, I don't really recommend this Vivo desk specifically because when I got it, it was just kind of the cheapest one that I could find. But if you guys haven't tried one of these standing desks, then I highly recommend you do, because it has changed my life. Now, I did a little bit of research online and the health benefits seem to be very disputed, but personally, I just found it really nice to be able to choose between sitting or standing anytime I wanted to. And I really feel like it's helped my productivity and just general quality of life ever since I got it. Now, the reason I said I don't recommend this Vivo desk specifically is because when you get to kind of the higher heights, it starts to wobble quite a bit. Now, it's not enough to like spill your drink or anything like that, but it is a little bit distracting when you're typing and just your fingers hitting the keys will shake the desk enough to kind of wobble the monitor. I'd say certainly not a deal breaker, but definitely something to be aware of. And speaking of the monitor, it is a 32-inch curved 4K 60 Hz Samsung monitor. Now, I forgot the exact model number of the monitor, but I'll try to find it and link it down in the description below along with everything else on my desk. Overall though, it's a really solid monitor. I don't really have that many complaints about it. I really like that it's 4K. The extra sharpness comes in really handy for photo editing, and just even when you're browsing around web pages, everything just looks a little bit sharper and it's just nice. My only complaint about it though is that it does not have a vase mount, so you're kind of just stuck with the stand that it gives you. But if you're okay with that and you want a nice big 4K curved monitor, then this is pretty solid. So to power it, I've got an HP Omen pre-built gaming PC. Now, before you roast me, at the time I got it, I did my research, and to get the same components for a custom build, it would have been a couple $100 extra. So I just didn't do it. It's got a 1070 along with an i7-9700, and it's getting a little bit old, but it still works fine, so I'm just gonna keep it. I just wish the case that they use wasn't so like gamery. I don't really have any plans to upgrade anytime soon, but those 30 series cards look pretty juicy, so once those become more available, it might warrant an upgrade, but we'll see. Now, my second computing device on my desk is usually an Apple device and changes between my 16-inch MacBook Pro, which I've got right now, or my 12.9-inch 3rd gen iPad Pro. So the iPad is the 3rd gen, not the newest 4th gen with the LiDAR sensor, and it's pretty great. It's got that amazing ProMotion 120Hz screen, crazy fast processor, like it's never slowed down on me, and the Apple Pencil, which I typically use for like making thumbnails and that sort of thing, which I really love. Like, I feel like the iPad is one of those things that you don't think you need until you get one, and then you're like, wow, this is amazing. Now, when they first launched this generation of iPad Pro, they were trying to sell it as like a laptop replacement. And if you're going to get it for that purpose, then I would say don't. A lot of the apps just aren't really there yet, and you're going to find yourself wanting like a real laptop, which is why I also have the 16-inch MacBook Pro. I've got the i9 with a terabyte of storage, and it's overall just a really solid laptop, both literally and figuratively. The aluminum chassis feels crazy nice, and there's no flex like anywhere in the entire device. The screen is great, the keyboard is great, the speakers are phenomenal for laptop speakers. It's got a surprisingly good mic, the webcam is okay, but it's probably got the best trackpad experience on any laptop out right now. I would say my only real complaints about the laptop are the fan noise. It gets crazy loud, and it kicks up the fans like more than you think they would need to. Overall though, like I said, it's a great laptop. It's actually where I do all of my video editing for this channel, and it's been a really great experience. I will say though, if you're looking to get a new laptop right now, maybe wait on this one, because when Apple comes out with their M1 version of this laptop, it's gonna be absolutely insane. And while we're over on this side of the table, you might notice this really cool stand I've got it on. They're made by a company called Uppercase, and full disclosure, they did send this as well as the headphone stand, which I'll talk about in a second, free of charge. But they did not pay me any money, and these opinions are fully mine. That being said, I do genuinely really like both of these products. This laptop stand is called the Pillar, and it's made out of anodized aluminum with a matte black finish. It's definitely got some weight to it, and it feels super solid, like it doesn't wobble at all. It's also got some high quality feeling rubber pads everywhere you need them so you don't scratch your device, and I feel like the design is just really modern, unique, and well thought out. And I feel like the headphone stand is even cooler. It's called the Zero, and it's made out of the same anodized aluminum as the Pillar. Basically, the idea is that with other headphone stands, they kind of all use that banana holder design that will over time lead to creases in your headband, which, you know, if you have an expensive set of headphones, is not what you want. But with the Zero, the force is distributed over a greater amount of area, so you're not going to get those creases. It's a really good idea, and I also think it just looks really nice. And they've added some touches on there that you can really tell they put a lot of thought into the design. For example, there's this little rubber strip on the top of the circle so that your headphones don't move around when they're on there. And like I said, Uppercase did send these both to me free of charge, but I don't take these kinds of deals unless there's something I would actually spend my own money on. So if you guys are interested, you should go check them out. I'll link them down below in the description. Okay, moving on. So the headphones on top of the Zero are the Bose Noise Cancelling Headphones 700. So if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that I have already made several videos about these. And overall, I just feel like they're really solid headphones. If you want more in-depth review, just check out my other videos. But TLDR, they look good, sound good, and I just don't really have any complaints about them. Now, I will say though that if I had unlimited money, the AirPods Max would probably be on there instead, but it's just so hard to justify that $550 price tag. Okay, next up is the keyboard. It's the Razer Huntsman Elite with the purple optical switches, and I don't necessarily recommend it. I like that it's full-sized and has a numpad. I used to be an accounting student, so I used it all the time. It also has a lot of really cool like gamery features, and if you like RGB, this has probably got the most advanced RGB on any keyboard out there. But it's expensive and the feel of the switches aren't the best. The mousepad that it's sitting on top of is the Razer Goliathus Chroma. And again, if you're into RGB, then this is a great mousepad, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Like, this is gonna sound pretty gross, but your skin cells are just gonna naturally fall off onto it while you're using it, and you also can't wash it because there's electronics in there. Other than that though, I'd say it's pretty good. The mouse I'm using is the Logitech MX Master 3, and I feel like anybody who has looked into ergonomic mouses knows about this one. And I feel like it definitely does live up to the hype. It's not the best for gaming, but it has great ergonomics, it's really well built, great battery life and connection, and charges via USB-C. So it's just a really solid mouse. Okay, now moving on, that thing under my monitor is the Nomad Base Station Pro wireless charger. And this thing is sick. It is the world's first free position wireless charger, meaning you can place your device anywhere on the entire surface and it'll charge. It just takes a lot of the guesswork out of having to place your device in the exact right position for it to charge. It's not perfect, and you can watch my video about it to see why, but I love this thing, and I feel like it's one of those things where you don't realize how nice it is to have it until you actually have it. Okay, almost done. So the speakers are the PreSonus Aris 3.5 studio monitors. They're $100, and I cannot recommend these things enough. Being studio monitors, they have a relatively flat sounding signature, and I feel like you'd be very hard pressed to find a better sounding set of speakers for $100. Now, they are missing some like consumer features that a lot of the other speakers out there offer, like RGB or Bluetooth or just stuff like that. But I cannot stress enough that they sound better than speakers that cost like 2 or 3 times as much as they do. So to the left of that speaker is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. It's a USB audio interface, and honestly, I don't really know that much about it, but it has XLR connections that allows me to connect my mic, the Shure SM7B. Now, you've probably seen a lot of your favorite YouTubers using this because it's probably the most popular podcasting mic out there. And if you want an example of how it sounds, just listen to this whole video. Okay, last thing and probably least interesting are my lamps. So the circle one is by Aki, and it's remote controlled, has a couple different colors, and that's it. The other one I got as a gift, and I honestly have no idea what brand it is, but it connects to Google Assistant, has a couple of different colors, and I just think it looks really nice. And yeah, that's my desk. I know this was a long one, so if you guys are still here, I really appreciate you. I know it's not the most impressive setup out there, and I could definitely use a lot of cable management skills, but that's what I'm working with right now. And if you guys have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear them. I'll be hanging out down in the comment section below. Also, remember to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos. I've got my review of the Note 20 Ultra coming out very soon. I know I'm late on this, but I guess better late than never, right? So if that sounds interesting, definitely make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!